Happy video day, guys. So today's video is going to be a review video, and I'm so excited because I finally was able to get to Sephora and pick up pieces from the new Mario collection. So this is the Makeup by Mario collection, and it just finished releasing at Sephora. I believe it's a Sephora exclusive, and he also has the items up on his website. And if you guys aren't familiar with Mario, he is the makeup artist to Kim Kardashian. He is super well known in the industry. He started the Kim Kardashian smoky eye, and he finally released his own line. There's a lot of stuff in this line. I was kind of going through what I wanted, what I didn't, and if you guys did watch my Make Up Your Mind, you guys know that I did a Make Up Your Mind on the two palettes that he released to kind of decide which one I wanted more or if I wanted any at all, and I ended up saying that I think I really wanted the matte palette, so that's what I went for. I picked up the matte palette. So this is the Master Matte. It retails for $48 US, and I think that this is such a gorgeous palette. I personally thought it was more worth the buy than the metallic palette for my personal collection. And then the other item that I really was super interested in was his eyeliners. So these are the pencil eyeliners. I really thought that these could be super cool, so I picked one up, and I picked it up in brown. And the eyeliners retail for $22 US. But also in this collection, he released so much other stuff. He released a metallic palette, he released a mixing medium, he released a lot of different things, a highlighter, some crystals for the lids. So there's like a bunch of stuff in this collection. But me personally, after going through everything, these are the two standouts for me that I really wanted to try. So we're gonna be putting these two to the test. I'm gonna be giving you guys my thoughts. I'm gonna tell you guys if I think that they were worth it. And of course, I will be showing you guys how my Make Up Your Mind compared to this palette. I know you guys love to see how close I was able to get to this palette based off of the swatches, and I will be showing you guys the results of that as well. So I'll be showing you guys how to create this cool like cat eye effect. So that's what this video is about. If you guys are excited and you've never seen me before, I'm Christina Brooke. I would love it if you'd want to join the family by just hitting that subscribe button, and yeah, let's get into it. Alright guys, so I've been doing this lately and it's been working out pretty good, so I'm going to continue it, and the first thing I'm going to do is tell you guys my thoughts on the palette and also my thoughts on the eyeliner. The tutorial will be at the end, so if you guys want to stick around to the end, I'll show you guys how to create this really cool cat looking eye, which is super in right now, and it's not that hard to do. So we will be doing that at the end of the video. But let's first get into this palette. I want to start off with this matte palette. I really wanted this because for me personally, in my personal collection, I feel like I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes that have, you know, select blending shades, and lately I feel like a lot of brands are really pushing their metallic tones. So if you look at a lot of eyeshadow palettes now, you'll get 3 mattes, you'll get 4 mattes, but everything else is metallic. And the truth of the matter is, for somebody like me, I love metallic tones, but I tend to usually only use 1 or 2 metallics on my eyes, and 2 is when I'm really going out there. I feel like what I'm missing a lot sometimes is mattes. And I felt like this palette right here could give me the really good blending shade mattes that I really love. I honestly love these type of gradient brown tones for blending shades. They really are the best. So when I saw this, it kind of really excited me for that reason. I had been looking for a palette like this one, just something easy to put on my table when I'm working with some of these other brands metallics, like for example Natasha Denona, that she just came out with one that was like 90% metallic, or my Celestial Divinity that should be here any day now that is 95% metallic. And I can use these colors as my transition shades, as my deepening shades, and I can actually have something to mix with these other tones. But of course, the formula needs to be good. Now, I was crossing my fingers because I do know Mario's a makeup artist. He's been in the industry for many years. I would figure that if he would release a palette, it would definitely be good. And I'm gonna tell you guys, I really like this palette. Now, I have heard on other reviews some people saying that the pigmentation is not super strong. I have to agree, the pigmentation is not right when you put it on, you get woof, super pigment. But that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I mean, in my opinion, I've always felt like when you're working with shadows, you should have to build them up. It's really nice sometimes when you put it on your lid and you're like, oh my God, that's so pigmented. But when it comes to mattes and especially blending shades, you don't want to put on a really, really strong pigment on your eye and then be sitting there for 5 hours blending it out. I personally think building up a matte is the way that you should have to do it. And I feel like these blend and build up really good. I also would say that the lighter shades have a lot more pigment, right, when you put them on the lid. The ones that have less pigment are the darker shades, especially this color right here, the deep brown. You know, I had to build it up. But that being said, creating a look like this one, you really need to build up, because if you were to put too much on right away, you're not going to get like this gradient looking eye effect. So I feel like this is going to be very user friendly. Like a lot of people are going to love this palette. So not even thinking makeup artist or somebody on YouTube who wants like a really dramatic eye. This is great for the regular consumer, for regular people. You're getting a really nice array of mattes here, but they're extremely blendable, they're buildable, which is a good thing, and they're user-friendly. I feel like this was a win for me. I really, really love this. This gave me a very effortless, easy application. I love it. The colors that I used, I felt like they blended fantastic. This shade and this shade are very similar to my skin tone, so it's not like they showed up as much as maybe some of the other shades. However, for me personally, these are the type of tones that I would use to blend on top of other shadows when I don't really want it to look like I added a pigment, but I do need to blend out another shadow. Those are the type of tones that I would jump into. So I kind of really like this. Another thing is this formula is a little bit more powdery. So it's not like one of those wet formulas. I don't mind the wet formula, but when it comes to really wanting a real nice blended eye, when they're powdery, I feel like you really get that really seamless, easy blend so much easier. There's some Natasha Denona mattes that are similar to this, the ones that are a little bit more powdery, but of course she has her creamy matte, which is completely different from this. I love this color selection. You can't go wrong with the colors in here. You can mix any of these tones together and create a very beautiful matte lid, and these tones go great with almost any color metallic. So you can have an entire metallic palette, like kind of like the one he released, and mix it with this perfectly fine. And I also feel something that people are leaving out is the amount of looks that you can create just with this palette alone is a lot. You can go in direction of more of the reddish brown look to do a little bit more of like a fall inspired look. You can mix the black with any of these lighter shades right here and create more of a dramatic lid. There's just a lot of looks that you can do with this one very simple palette. I love the packaging. I know it's white and it's gonna get dirty, and especially since it's powdery, but this is a very easy to wipe off white. It's like, you know, it's like one of those plastics that's very easy to wipe off, so you're gonna clean this very easily. But I love the sleek design. I love the architectural feel that he did to his entire brand. And also in the inside, the mirror is great. You got a huge mirror, no wasted space here. I love it when they don't waste space. There's no gimmicky things going on here. This is not super heavy. Your arm's not gonna break when you're holding it. The inside, all the shadows, very easy, simple. You don't have any weird colors in the background that will mess with the colors and then you can't really tell what you're looking at. It's a beautiful white background. I think that this was perfectly thought out. It seals really easy with a magnet. I'm gonna go ahead and insert for you guys the swatches of this palette so you guys can get an idea of what it actually looks like. So these swatches are under daylight. I love to show you guys daylight swatches. I think they're the best way to really see a color of a palette. I really like this. I think it was very well designed. So I'm a big fan, a big fan. So now the other one is this eyeliner. Guys, I really like this eyeliner too. So what I really love the most about this is I feel like this right here and this, you can tell a makeup artist created this. If you look at this palette right here, the fact that this is only mattes and it's also like kind of like skin tone colors is what he described it as, is a very makeup artist thing to do so that you can have all your tones just in one, kind of like a makeup artist would create their own Z palette of their favorite blending shades. I feel like that's what he was doing here, but he's giving it to the consumers already done and very easy to use. I love that. So now this one, like I was saying, is very makeup artisty as well, because what he did was he added this brush on the other side. Now this is what really interested me the most about the eyeliner. Not even the fact that it was just a pencil liner and that I needed pencil liners, because I don't. But this brush and the idea of this got me so excited because on one side you are getting your pencil liner, right? Your typical pencil liner, but on the other side you're getting this really cool brush. Now you're used to seeing more of a smudger on the other side or a sharpener on the other side. Now the cool thing about this brush, and this is why I really wanted this, was when you do your eyeliner, right? When you're using pencil liners, it's a little bit more difficult to create a perfect seamless wing because pencils, they get stuck to your skin a little bit and you do get a harsher line. When you have a brush on the other side, you can just go ahead and just kind of like brush out that wing and really make it seamless. However, the formula has to work with the brush because if not, you're not going to be able to move it. This formula glides. So you get a really nice glided formula. However, it's not super smudgy. It's like right there in the middle. Really, really nice. So when you're creating your line, you're actually able to move the pencil really easily. You're not getting skipping. But once you're finished, of course, your end of your line is always going to be pretty harsh. This little magic brush is so great because I was able to go like this and just kind of fix up that wing and make it look perfect. And I think that the fact that he's a makeup artist, he was able to create something like this. I don't believe a makeup artist would love this as much as I think a consumer would, because a makeup artist needs to clean all their brushes and, go through a whole hygienic thing. However, for a regular consumer, this is like a win-win. Like you have your liner and you have your brush on the same side. You're the only person using this. Not the same as if you're a makeup artist and you're working on like 15 people in one day and you always have to remember that your liner has a brush, So this is a awesome way for the consumer to have that makeup artist feel, but in a very simple, easy to use packaging, both in one. I think that this was so smart. I love this. For me, whenever I use pencil liners, I always use a brush. Like I have one that's similar, like a brush like this one, and I kind of like try to fix the pencil liner. I've always done that. But sometimes, to go and grab the brush and oh my goodness, where is it? Looking through all your brushes to kind of find that perfect brush is such a pain. So this to me is like super handy. I want to get the one in black because I just think that this was a genius idea. The formula is also great, which I love. I was able to create a really nice line with the formula. I was able to smudge it, but it didn't transfer. It's not very jelly. I have the Marc Jacobs liner, which I know everybody loves those highliners, but when I use it on my top lid, it transfers. Like I'll get a line up here. I can only use the highliners for the inner waterline for me because on the top, it transfers. It just transfers. This right here is like what I wish the highliners would do. You're able to kind of blend it and manipulate it, but it dries and it doesn't transfer. I love this. I have not been able to play with a pencil liner and do such a good wing in a very long time. And I think that this combination was able to really, really help me succeed at that. So I do think that if you're a beginner, you're going to love this. Like you're probably going to be like, oh my goodness, I've actually been able to create a wing. I think you'll love this. This is made in Italy and this is made in the USA. I think the price point is very good considering where they're produced. It's not super luxury and it's definitely not drugstore. It's stuck there in the middle, a little higher than mid-range products. I think that this price point is fantastic. I think the packaging was great. I think the two products that I waited to pick up were stars. I think they were both fantastic. And another thing that I would point out is if you're somebody who really wants those winged liners, but you like to wear a little bit more calm down makeup. Maybe you want something a little bit more for the office. So you pass over liquid liners because liquid liners could be very, very strong. Pencil liners can do amazing wings. And especially if you have like this little guy right here that you could really smudge it out and you have a pencil that smudges but doesn't transfer, it's like a win-win. So those are my thoughts. I love both of these products. Like I said, I didn't try everything from the collection because there's a lot of stuff. And of course, I was only picking the things I thought that I would definitely get use out of and crossed fingers that I would like. And I really love these. So now that you've heard my thoughts, let's talk about my Make Up Your Mind. So you guys know every time a new release comes out, what I do is I search through my collection and try to see if I can come up with similar tones so I can kind of see the color story of a palette before I buy it, so I can decide, is this something I'm going to use? And of course, I did it for the metallics and for the mattes. So I'm going to be showing you guys now my results. So these are the swatches that I did from Make Up Your Mind, and these are the actual palette swatches. So you guys can kind of get an idea of how I did. I feel like the colors were pretty similar to what I found in my collection. Dijon, one of the colors right here is a little bit too yellow, but for the most part, I think I was really able to see the color story pretty good. So definitely Mario's swatches that he releases really gives you a really good idea of what the palette that you're going to buy is going to look like. I have to say, I was really able to see this palette before purchasing it, and I feel like the colors were pretty similar. I was able to find a lot of these similar tones in my collection, but like I said, I felt like having it all in one palette was really what I wanted. Very happy that they ended up being very similar because I really loved the color story when I found it in Make Up Your Mind, and I was really hoping it would be similar, and of course that the formula would be really good. And yeah, I think I got a really good result, and I'm very happy with what I picked up. All right, so now that we went over all the Make Up Your Mind, now let's get into this eye look. I've got the sun coming in from this side because it's probably turning like 8:30 right now. So sorry if the lighting's a little off, but now let's get into this tutorial. I'm going to show you guys how I created this amazing cat eye look. So you guys probably already saw my review portion of this. So this is going to be the try on, where we're going to go ahead and put everything on for the first time together, and I'll show you guys me creating a fun look. And in today's look, I think I'm going to do something that's pretty in. I want to do one of those smoky cat eyeliners. I saw Natasha Denona do one just recently, and I've been seeing a lot of people do these. And I really want to play with one, and why not do it with the Mario palette? I just want to start off the look with just something like this. Since this look isn't going to have too much going on in the inner portion of the eye, I kind of just want to kind of clear up the inner portion a little bit. So what I'm going to do is just grab like this type of tone right here. Oh, you see, this tone is a little bit more white. I was wondering if it was going to be more white or if it was a little bit more cream, but I see a lot more strong white pigment in here. For being a white tone, I feel like that had pigment to it, you know, pretty good. Okay, so that cream white, I like it. I think that was really good. And I do see a pretty good amount of pigment there, so that one worked really nice. Just because I want to play with a little bit more colors, I am going to add a color like this one right here into the crease. So I just kind of like want to play with it. So I'm going to add this in the crease just to kind of get an idea of what it looks like. And this color is very similar to my skin tone, so that's going to be a very good transition shade for me. However, it's not going to really show up too much, but for this kind of look, it's actually pretty good. So for this look that I'm trying to go for today, which hopefully it works out, I think I am going to add just a little bit more to the outer portion of the lid before I start to work on the actual wing. Jump into this color right here, this brown, more warm tone brown colors. I just feel like it. On the outer portion of the eye, this has good pigment. That pigment's very good. I like that pigment. What I also like, it's one of those that you don't have to really tap off your brush because you're not going to overdo it with the color. That looks really good. I like this. That blended beautifully. I think that that was an amazing blend. And I'm going to play now with the eyeliner because we're going to try to do that little cat kind of thing. And I need the eyeliner for that. Okay, so let's first start from right around here, and we're just gonna like kind of like trace out that wing that we want. Like that. And then from like the center, we're gonna connect it in. Then with the smudger part, these part, we're gonna go ahead and blend that. That really softens the line. I like that. Do you guys see how softened the line looks? All right, so there's those wings. This worked really easy. Ooh, I am so excited. Let's keep on going. So the next thing that we're gonna do is we can have to smoke out the wing a little bit. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna grab a smaller brush and then kind of like smear on top of the wing. And then just to add like the brightness back into the eye, just in case anything dropped right here that's not as bright as the other one, closer to where they're attaching, I'm just gonna kind of like blend that right here. And then I'll go into the lightest one. I'm quickly gonna just jump into this color right here just to add a little bit more to the top. I just kind of want to play with some more colors. That's pretty cool. So with the Beauty Blender, I'm just going to kind of clean up the edges really quick. You can put a little bit of concealer or foundation, but I didn't really make too much mistake. So I'm just going to use the Beauty Blender. So let me put on some mascara. But guys, this was super, super successful. Let me show you guys the final look. And here is the final look. And I'm really, honestly, guys, I'm really loving this. So I'm actually pretty excited. I think that these two items that I picked up from the collection were stars. I really think that they were fantastic and I'm super happy with my purchase. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys are interested in any of these items, I will have them linked below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel. And yeah, leave me your comments and I will talk to you guys later.